All right, welcome to the show, everyone. I got a great idea to talk about today. If I can get my mouse to work, I do think I have all the audio things fixed. So we'll see. We'll see. You can let me know if that works. What's up to all the people that are in their truck right now listening to the show? Glad you could join us on this Friday. We're going to be talking about the comfort trap. So, yeah, let's just get into it, shall we? Looks like we're live everywhere. Sounds good. And ignore... You can't really see what happened to my nose, I guess. Is it this side? Yeah, no, I almost knocked myself out yesterday. Doing some yard work, but that happens. Is that part of the comfort trap? I don't know. Let's get into it, shall we? How about right now? The comfort trap. We build the most comfortable civilization in human history. We did it. We built it. Temperature controlled, food delivered, endless distraction, discomfort totally optional. For most of history, friction shaped people. Hunger sharpened them. Risk matured them. Uncertainty hardened them. Now friction is elective. Restless? Scroll. You lonely? Swipe. Anxious? Distract. There's always a softer alternative. Comfort doesn't break you. It preserves you. Preserves your habits. Preserves your fears. Preserves your limits. No crisis, no expansion. And when friction inevitably returns, it won't feel normal. It will feel unfair. Civilizations don't collapse because life gets hard. They collapse because no one remembers how to handle hard. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show, your favorite streaming show, live right now. Flame on. Okay, let's get that. There we go. There we go. We're talking about the comfort trap. Let me switch my mic over there. The comfort trap. This was a much better graphic when I made it. I guess you can't see it, but next to the lamp there is a chair. It's brighter when I made it, but now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look that good. Anyway, we're talking about the comfort trap. This is not about luxury. It's about insulation, if you will. And for most of history, the environment trains you whether you liked it or not, right? So we've engineered a world now that adapts to discomfort instead of forcing us to adapt to it. That's new, right? So the world adapts to us, not the other way around. That's a totally new thing. So, like this blacksmith analogy here, right? Steel without heat just stays brittle, right? Humans without stress, they're untested. The blacksmith metaphor, I guess, that I'm trying to make here is shaping something requires force. If you take away the force, you just preserve the original form. So in earlier eras, adversity was ambient, right? Now adversity has to be intentional. In a frictionless society, strength becomes a hobby instead of a necessity. And yeah, that's different. Okay. So The phone isn't evil. It's a friction management. These graphics are too dark. You can't see. It's the glow of a phone and someone is holding it there. Oh. Bad choice, Tom. But every every swipe of the phone, that's just a micro avoidance. We've industrialized distraction, okay? So the brain adapts quickly to relief. So the faster the relief becomes available, the less tolerance we have for discomfort. So the nervous system trained in constant relief becomes hypersensitive to stress. It's clinical. It's interesting, and it's not self-help, right? So protection is preservation. Preservation prevents decay, but it also prevents evolution. Museums preserve objects by stopping them from interacting, right? So often you go to a museum, right, and they have protective glass, or they have the velvet rope around something so you don't touch it, so that it can preserve it. Comfort does the exact same thing to your identity. It locks it down in this current version of you. You 8.2 or whatever revision you're on right now. Comfort doesn't destroy potential, okay? It just freezes it. So, most decline is not dramatic, right? It's flat, like the ocean. Civilizations rarely feel like they're collapsing. They feel stable. Calm water doesn't build sailors. No waves means no skill development. This is the plateau phase of progress. Stagnation feels safe because nothing is visibly wrong. Friction, it always comes back. Economic shock, political instability, right? Just ask the people of Venezuela or Peru, for that matter. Ukraine, right? All over the world. Personal loss, right? This can come out of nowhere. A health crisis, aging. The world and life is cyclical. The question isn't whether or not friction is ever going to come back. It's whether people know how to endure it. So the more optional discomfort becomes, the more shocking reality feels. Comfort, it feels like progress until you realize that nothing is being tested. Yeah. And that is the comfort trap, everyone. But we've got a great show today, so let's get into it. It's kind of sad here. Let's get that going. Get that going. Here we go. I'm just checking here. Okay, we got a couple people watching. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? Nice to see you here. Jesse Jackson passed. It's funny because when I heard the news, I had to look up, oh, did this just happen, or was this a couple of years ago? I hadn't been keeping up with him what was going on. But if you're my age or older, you remember Jesse Jackson. He ran for president a number of times. He got his start back in the civil rights era. He was hanging out with MLK. He kind of had a dual role as a preacher and a politician. And he was very controversial, polarizing. But I think he had a big effect on us. Probably much bigger than a lot of people realize. I remember back, I went and saw him speak when he was running for president, I think in 1988. Right, I was in high school. And I think he was out at Rio Grande Valley High School, Rio Grande High School. And went out there with a friend, and we watched him speak outside. I think it was at like the track, little stadium there. He spoke, and went and saw him. He was tall guy, big guy. And I remember that. And even before, I'm pretty sure this was before, even before like the gays claimed the rainbow, right? I think that happened, I don't know, in the 90s, early 90s. Early 90s, I think. But even before then, Jesse Jackson, he had something that he called the Rainbow Coalition, where he was trying to get people from all different walks that all might have different priorities to have a coalition to see if you could accomplish the political goals that you wanted to accomplish. And this idea of coalition building is, obviously not original to Jesse Jackson, but he did do that. And we see this now with MAGA. MAGA has kind of formed a coalition, if you will, of people. Trump was able to bring in people like with Maha, right? Brought in RFK Jr. and Tulsi and whatnot to make a coalition of aligned people to move things forward. And when that was happening with Trump, I always remembered back to that Jesse Jackson was trying to do something like that. And so, yeah, I do think that one of the things with Jackson is he did kind of transcend political parties. I mean, he ran as a Democrat, and he was mainly seen as a Democrat, but it seemed broader than that. And in hindsight, I'm probably sure that I could go back and learn a lot of things about him that I would not care for. But today's not the day for this. Not the day for that. I just want to remember his legacy. So, yeah. There we go. Let's get into the next story. Now, this should come as a shock to no one. California has been ranked the worst state for air quality, with an average fine particle pollution level of 11.7 something grams per meter squared, while Wyoming boasts the cleanest air. Well, this probably has a lot to do with population and industrial activity. Probably the fact that they don't have the wildfire management taken care of in California. We don't have that taken care of here in Oregon either, and that makes the pollution a whole lot worse. Your health kind of depends on the air you breathe. And if you choose to live in a place that has worse air quality, there's going to be effects for that. It's something. Do you think the news that California has the worst air in the country, do you think that's going to keep really rich people for staying in California? Probably not, right? Probably not. But this isn't just about like public health. It's kind of a wake-up call for governance, right? This is one more thing that you can lay at the hands of Governor Gavin Newsom, right? But when we see this air quality list here, Wyoming is at the top for good air. Where is Oregon on this list? Oregon is 29th. What a shame that we're in the bottom half for air quality. Probably we're right next to California. That doesn't help things. But now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. All right. What else? What else we got today? Oh, the other day I was saying, I'm going to use a tweet as a. Oh, you can really see my nose there. I really popped it good here and right here too. Got hit really good doing some workout in the yard. Almost got knocked out. But anyway, what I was saying is the other day I decided to use a tweet as the source for news. And so I said, well, if I can use a tweet for a source, I can also use a YouTube video, right? I can use a YouTube video for a source. And so they were talking about this here. A new proposal suggests creating the Board of Peace to replace the United Nations. There we go. Because, what they're arguing here in this video is that the UN has just become ineffective and is just mired in bureaucracy. So maybe we can make a fresh start with the Board of Peace. It's just an idea, and I wanted to try using a video as the source of a story. I thought it was kind of interesting idea. I don't know. Is this just going to devolve? The Board of Peace kind of seems to be countries that have signed on that are in league with Trump. Maybe that's what it is. But it's got peace in it, so it's got to be good. Anyway, let's get to the next story. Thought I had this here loaded earlier. Okay. Here we are. We're at the Maha report. A recent poll suggests that the Maha winnable middle could be a key for the GOP in securing victory in 2026. Now, we're looking at the winnable middle, which they think is Maha is the winnable middle. And of course, we've got a pop-up that I have to click because that's current year. Anyway, recent polls suggest that this Maha winnable middle could be key for Republicans to win. So what does the GOP need to do to attract the winnable middle, right? What if the Democrats decided to reach out to all of the disaffected people that may have left the Democrat Party that went Maha? Because I don't see that the Democrats are trying to embrace anyone that has a different opinion. It's a coalition of all the views that agree is pretty much it. But yeah, we are seeing just kind of shifting support for each party. And Do you have a prediction about what will happen in the midterm? I know we're a ways away from it, but yeah, put your prediction in the chat. I don't know. I should probably come through with my make a chart and give you all my predictions for what will happen in the midterms, but that's not today. I do like this idea for getting like red states and blue states of just entering this era of why don't we just go for the middle, right? Why don't we just try to get the reasonable people in the middle? And if we can get that, then we'll win. That's a pretty good idea. I don't know why no one's thought of that before. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And now I'm going to everyone's favorite news source, RT. Oh man. So Zelensky, right? Ukrainian. We'll say president. I don't know. Are you a president if you stop having elections? I don't know. That's debatable, I guess. Anyway, he's been using profanity and insults in recent interviews, and he's trying to do this to ramp up support for Ukraine. And some people have a problem with this because it's like, it's kind of unprofessional, but it works for Trump sometimes. Here's the key to the cursing, right? You can't just curse willy-nilly. And you can't just say, well, Trump curses sometimes and it works for him, so I'll just do the same thing. You're not Trump, okay? One of the things with cursing is it has to be deliberate, and you really need to focus in on the precise time to use it. If you just start cursing a lot, which the Dems seem to be copying this strategy, where they're just cursing all the time now, thinking that it makes them more relatable. I don't think it's as persuasive as you may think. And it looks like Zelensky is following this Democrat playbook where it's like, oh, Trump curses, so we'll just curse too. The thing is, if you are a person that doesn't seem like you curse and then you curse, it seems like a performance. And a lot of times, if you are cursing for effect, it cannot seem like a performance. And so that gets into the art, I guess, of politics. But the latest one to do this is Zelensky. Will it work? I don't know. Okay. Tom Homan. I don't know why I thought there's an L in his name. Anyway, on Fox News, White House border czar Tom Homan declared that mass deportation is on the horizon. Yikes! This is what everyone voted for, but just to actually hear him say that kind of tells you what's coming. His comments signal a shift in strategy, and frankly, it's probably a response to, all the pushback that ICE has been getting. Yeah, I think I had a joke here, but never mind. But I do think, though, Trump needs to be really careful about how they go about these mass deportations, because you don't want to inadvertently, create a battle that might be winnable for the Dems, which looks like what the Dems are trying to do is to really amplify this fight with ICE. And they're looking for one winning issue because, I don't know, to me, it seems like they're on the wrong side of most issues in current year. Um, so I think it's all about media perception on about how these mass deportations are going to go. But will this top-down approach work out? Maybe. Maybe. Again, we'll just have to see. But I think if Trump and Homan do this the right way, this can be a winning issue going into the midterms. So it's all about execution. All right. Oh, crap. This is not news that we like to see. It is coming from Trump, so he talks big a lot. That's how he does things. Trump is not the normal politician, but he has warned that the world has just 10 days to see if Iran will agree to a nuclear deal, threatening that big things will happen. It's nice because if you don't define what big things are, it could be anything, right? Bad things will happen. Oh, I can't even read. Bad things will happen. Well, that's not good. I'm pro good things. I'm anti bad things. So, anyway, they're having these ongoing discussions with Iran, Middle East peace talks, etc., etc. But I don't like this 10-day countdown. And are we going to war? God, I hope not. I hope not. Frankly, if Trump starts a war with Iran, I think it's pretty much done. I think that'll turn half the base against him. But again, this is what Trump does. This is how he negotiates, right? He throws out something big, and then he pulls back. And he does that pretty much every time he negotiates. He actually wrote a book about it. So we shouldn't get too worked up about these big threats because so often it's a bluff, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's get to something lighter, shall we? Who's watching The Traitors? Traitors is a show. I have been loving it. Now, I will say, I think the American version is the worst version that there is. I've watched versions from all over the world, France, UK, New Zealand, Denmark, Norway, France, Portugal. There's a Russian version. I've not seen the Russian version yet. But it's hit a milestone. It's now commissioned in 40 different territories worldwide. It's a reality TV game show thing. The latest edition is Indonesia, where local production company is set to adapt the psychological competition format. So this is exciting that this show, 40 countries. I don't think Survivor went to 40 countries. Survivor, was a big hit, and they went to many countries around the world. That was fun to watch. If you could ever watch I watched a South African Survivor, Australian Survivor. There was a German Survivor. It was pretty good stuff. But 40 countries, that's a pretty big deal. Now, the thing with The Traitors is, if you're unfamiliar, it's one of these vote-off shows. And there's people that are the traitors, and they have been assigned, but no one knows who they are. And so every night they get together and they decide who to murder, right? And the universal thing that I've noticed from all over the world is, and it's literally every single show, it's every single contestant, everybody thinks they're good at reading other people. Everyone thinks they're good at it. Now, Tara Lipinski doesn't think she's that good at it. But most people really think that they can read other people. And it turns out they can't. This is a universal thing about humans. I did read a study one time that people are able to determine a lie 52% of the time. That's within the margin of error of a coin flip, right? We can't do this. We're not capable of this. But everybody thinks they're good. Everyone thinks they can read body language. Yeah, you think you can, but you can't. And if you're not sure about it, watch the traders and you'll see nobody can. And even though, it's funny, I've talked to people about this, and even though after I've explained this, hey, look, everyone is not very good at this, and they were like, yeah, no, they're not. But yet they still think that they can read body language and they can determine if someone's lying to them or not. Can't do it. There's obviously some cognitive bias to that. Anyway, I thought that was a kind of fun, and it's something that you can look into watching different countries play the traders show. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. So what else we got? Tesla scores FCC waiver for wireless cybercab charging. Oh, this is a significant waiver. It's a self-driving EV without a steering wheel or pedals. This technology uses ultra-wideband radio and allows the vehicle to charge wirelessly via fixed outdoor pads. So it could just, the Cybercab could pull up to a spot that was, a fixed spot that had the charger there, and it could wirelessly charge. Because it'd be tough, right? Like let's say you have a Prius Prime, you got to plug it in. You got to have the thing, and you got to plug it in, and then you got to unplug it. Well, now, with the Cybercab, wireless charging, that's a pretty big deal. They say they're going to price it under 30 grand. Unbelievable price. If that is true, YouTuber Mark, I don't know how to say his name. Is it Marcus Brownlee? He pledged to shave his head if Tesla succeeded at putting out the Cybercab at under 30 grand. He's got, millions of subscribers. So that should be kind of interesting. But that's a pretty good price point challenge. 30 grand for a totally self-driving vehicle. It has to be self-driving. There's no steering wheel. So we got some news going on with that. That's exciting stuff. I was in Vegas last summer, and I saw driverless cabs up and down the strip. I think the company was Zoox or something like that. XOOX or ZOOX or something. I can't remember. But these driverless cabs, and they were taking people all over the place in the city. So who knows? Maybe we'll have the cyber cab out on the streets soon. That's a kind of big deal. Well, is this it? Is this it?
I could use good news to pull me through.
There we go. Can't. My mouse just froze there. Oh man, here's some good news. Trump pledges to release the alien files. He says it's extremely interesting. Yeah, that's some good news. I think. And this has sparked a lot of excitement and probably some skepticism as well of the public, wondering what these secrets are. What is going to be revealed about aliens? And could this be a play for conspiracy theorists to join behind Trump? I mean, he did get the Epstein files released, or at least some of them, or partially, or whatever. He got the JFK files released, all of that good stuff. Now he's releasing files about aliens. I tell you what, it would be hard to be a really big conspiracy theorist and not want to get behind what Trump is doing. So I don't know. Is this a play for that? Probably not. I don't think it's a stunt, though. I think something awesome about this is it's kind of redefining this narrative of government secrecy. I mean, there's so much government secrecy, obviously, but this administration has been putting out more and more and more things appearing to be more transparent, right? That's what we saw with Doge, bringing some transparency to this permanent government that we have. And I think the people that are pushing for more transparency, they just kind of get to be seen as the people speaking the truth, no matter what the mainstream media says, right? If you're the one pushing for transparency, I'm probably going to trust you a little bit more. And the people that are trying to not give out that information, I tend to believe them less. So I think this just aligns with what Trump is doing, but more transparency, more gooder, right? That's how it is. Anyway, that is all I have prepared today. Stick around for the after show. I'll go through and read your comments. I'll be back on Monday, and I'm excited to see if the audio is synced and is at the correct levels, because I know that hasn't been correct for a while, but we'll find out. Or I'll find out after the show when I play it back. Anyway, I'll see you in the after show. Have an awesome weekend. Until then, peace. Okay, that's not it. Son of a gun. I'm trying. That is not the right one. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. Oh. That's a little better. All right. Okay. Big Daddy checking in. I love it when I see the flames and the coffee. So cheers to you. Doc says Trump famously gave Jesse Jackson prime office space for his rainbow push around 99. Trump haters won't like that for sure. I didn't know that. Operation Push was one of his organizations where they would push for things that they were trying to do. Hashtag Rumble Gang Gang. What's up, John? Good to see you. Zelensky is using profanity like Chuck Schumer instead of Trump. Awfully forced, fake, and phony. That's kind of the point that I was trying to make, is that it has to seem genuine. Quote, I'm anti-bad things, unquote. Very hot take, Tom. Yes, that's me. I'm pro-good things, And I'm anti-bad things. Trump's biggest Israel first donors want bad things to happen to Israel, so I'd put my money on bad things, sadly. Well, that's probably true. So I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Not only have I not watched The Traitors, Tom, I've never even heard of it. I don't even know what channel it's on here, because I probably pirate everything. But it is a game show, and it's based on a board game that was invented by a Russian psychology student, I believe. And I think the story goes, at least, that he made the game to show that a small number of people that had secret knowledge were able to beat a large number of people that were uninformed. And this is kind of how society works, right? When you have a small group of elites that are sharing information, they're able to trick the masses of people. So that's kind of how it translates into the game. But it's a fun TV show. You might be able to find different things of it online. But I think it's really fun. How about show titles like Jesse Jackson and The Comfort Trap? Somewhat clickbait, and you don't like that, but it would get more attention for sure. You spend quality time on Jesse Jackson after all. Yeah, I probably should have done that. This morning I was just working on trying to get the audio synced, and what I noticed was when I'm on this camera, okay, there was a slight delay, and then I would switch over to this camera, and it would be totally out of whack. So I had to come up with a system to try to get everything synchronized, and that's what I was working on before the show. You don't care, but that's what I was doing. But yeah, I need to figure out some better clickbaity titles and thumbnails and whatnot. So thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for the support. And if you have made it this far, do me a solid. Smash that like button. It would, I like to look back and say, oh, look, 10 people watched my show and 5 of them hit the like button. That's a pretty good percentage. If I'm not going to get massive views, maybe I can get a massive percent of the thumbs up. A guy can wish. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Until then, peace.